Okay, good evening, guys. Welcome to this platform of practical spirituality. I'm Kommal Shah. I am a health facilitator with Sharan India. I educate people to have a healthy life without medicines, to live longer without medicines. So that was about my work. And today I'm not here as a parenting coach. I'm not a professional parenting coach, but I'm just here to share my experience with you all as to how I have been um, having a great bond with my child, by how I'm connected so well to my child, and what all I'm doing that I can be helpful to you. Okay, so before I start with this, I would like to share with you more about whole life training. Whole life training is a community wherein um, there's a group of people who have joined there, and it is led by Krishna Bhavin Shah, who also happens to be my husband. And he takes up varied topics in different fields like prosperity, spirituality, relationships, health, food, parenting, which is one of my favorite topics. So today I have chosen to talk on parenting. And let's go to the topic directly. Connect to your child. To start with, I'll just put on the screen. I'll share my screen. Just wait for a while. Okay. Are you all able to see the screen? Great. Okay. So, yes, I can see the answers now. Yes. So, to start with, I'll share with you my journey again. Um, myself, we God gifted us our daughter Swara very late in our life, like 9 years after we got married. So we were really looking forward to bringing her into our life, to being parents, and that is why we ended up, in registering for all the things that were related to parenting. We did Garbha Sanskar, we joined the natural birthing course, and then we also did the ISP when Manoj Lekhi was, teaching this ISP, and it really, really helped. In fact, we implemented everything that was taught in ISP, and it really worked. My even delivery went on very smoothly. It was a natural delivery. And then when Swara was born, about when she was about 8 months old, myself and Swara joined Mother Toddler. Yeah, that's the photograph of myself and Swara when she was that young. So we joined Mother Toddler, and after joining a few weeks, two mothers came up to me and told me, "What do you do that your child uh, talks? When you talk to your child listens to you, and she actually follows your instructions. What do you really do?" And I just told them, "I don't know what I'm doing." And that is when I looked around, and what I saw was really, I was shocked to see the most of the children there were not even having an eye to eye connect with their mothers. There was so much of disconnect. And that's when I realized that I'm doing something right. And that is why I'm having such a beautiful bond with my daughter. And thanks to ISP and all the other coaches that I have been in touch with, still till now, right now, Swara is about 9 years old, and we are having such a beautiful bond. We continue to have that, and the life is going great. So let's move ahead with the topic. I would like you to be more interactive. I'll be checking the comment section in between. I'll also ask you questions. Please answer me so that I don't feel that I'm talking to myself. Okay. Let's move ahead. So let's just understand uh, what happens when we are not connected with our children, when we are not really nicely bonded, very well bonded with our children. What happens then? There's a lot of lack of understanding. There are misunderstandings, which leads to friction. When we bring child to our home, when they're really small, we feel we are bringing a bundle of joy. Our life will be happily ever after when they come to our homes. But then you know what happens? The drama, the friction, the misunderstanding starts, and you know the drama in the theater ends in 3 hours, but this drama at home, this is the funny part. The drama at home never ends. The curtain never falls down, right? So there, you know, after a lot of misunderstanding and friction, there comes a level where you become indifferent with your child, which is not a stage where we want to go to. Even blame game starts. We start blaming each other, and this relationship gets desensitized. There's no care, no love, no warmth in that relationship. And this makes the child very, very insecure from within. And when the child is really insecure, he gets into low self-esteem. So do we really want all these things to be there in our lives, in our homes with our child? Yes? No. So what happens when we start getting connected to a child? We'll discuss how do we do that, why do we do that, we discuss that. But let's understand, when we start connecting to them, what happens? The family atmosphere becomes really, really good. All the misunderstanding, the friction is out of the window. There's no blame game, and there's a lot of love, care, and warmth. You know, you'll just enjoy being at home in that family when you're actually connected and bonded to each other. Then where the child starts becoming more secure, and hence he's more confident, happy, and successful. And one very important thing is, you are fulfilled. The whole process is fulfilled, and also when you see your child happy and successful, you will be fulfilled. And that is why we want to be connected to our child. So let's go ahead. Are you all excited? Shall we move ahead? Okay. So here I'd like to share with you the parenting pyramid. This is a beautiful pyramid as to where we really need to concentrate on. Hi, Meera. Yes. So this pyramid was made with after a lot of research, scientific research, and a lot of study. This was made by Prashant Guzare. You can look up his work on this website given below, inspiredparenting.in. So the base of parenting pyramid is bonding and trust, which is where this connection with the child comes in. So just understand, when this is the base, how much importance you need to give this, right? And then once the bonding and trust and connection is made well, and you're constantly working on it, and then you can inculcate health and hygiene, values and culture, learning and autonomy, and excelling. So this is a parenting pyramid. Now I would like you all to think of this pyramid as an iceberg. And this blue line that you're seeing, that is the sea level. Okay. And you know one thing about the iceberg? Whatever is seen above the sea level is just the tip of the iceberg. So 80 to 90% of the iceberg is below the sea level. So imagine the amount of importance that is to be given to the bonding and trust and connection with the child. And also here, there's one more level below bonding and trust, which I would like to show you, which is very, very important. That is our own peace of mind. When we are at peace of mind, we'll be able to create that connect and bond with our children. Okay. And one more thing I'd like to tell you, that the levels below are very, very important. If you're not working on these, you won't be able to work on the levels above. Okay. And as I told you, the levels below, that is our peace of mind and bonding and trust, forms about 80% of this iceberg, that is the pyramid. So it is very, 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 very important. I cannot stress more than this. Today we'll cover the two levels, that is below the sea level, our peace of mind and bonding and trust. Okay, let's go to each level separately and get into the details. So this is our peace of mind. How do we get our peace of mind? By having inner silence. Okay, and how do we get this inner silence? We get it by a lot of modalities like meditation. I think Jayashree, a few weeks back, she on the same platform, that is Practical Spirituality, she had shared a lot of different meditation to deal with stress. Then conscious breathing. Last week, Loveleen shared about conscious connected breathing, chanting, being with nature, being in gratitude and appreciation, pursuing a hobby, following your passion. These are many modalities, and there are many, many other modalities available. You need not do everything. Any one which works with you, any one which makes you feel grounded, any one which makes you feel silent, peaceful. Just go with it and please practice it every single day, just like you are doing a sadhana. Once you do that, you will be at your own peace of mind, and then you will be able to go ahead, you will be able to bond better with your child. Okay, and one more thing. um, uh, there are many people who, like, they attend a lot of parenting courses and they have this main big complaint that I, in theory wise, I know a lot of techniques, I know how to deal with the child theoretically, but when it comes to practical, nothing strikes me at that moment. You know why that happens? Because you are not settled, you are not peaceful at that time, and that is why your awareness is really low. And when you are working on yourself, on your peace of mind, gradually your awareness will improve and you will be able to apply whatever you are learning. Okay, so let's move ahead. Here, I'd like to ask you a question. What is the best gift a parent can give to their child? Can you please put your answers in the comment section? I'm waiting for the answers. Okay, I'm already getting answers. Lovely. Superb. You are giving beautiful answers like time, love, yes. But what actually works is our own self growth. We need to work on ourselves every single day to make ourselves a better version of what we were yesterday. This is really, really important. And this is not for us, this is for our children that we need to do. Okay, so why do we need to do this? Because our children are constantly observing us. They are great imitators. Be sure you're showing them how you want them to be. Be a role model. So here, when I was sharing this, once a mother told me that my daughter is 13 years old and she hates me. How will she imitate me? What's the point of being a role model? So just think about it. When she's hating you, she's at least critically observing you, yes or no? So when you're working on yourself, you're trying to be the best version of yourself. Wouldn't she start liking you? Wouldn't she really admire you? Wouldn't she want you herself to be like you? And later on, maybe much, much, much more than what we are. Yes. So this was about our peace of mind. It is very, very, very important, as I stressed earlier. Without this, I can bluntly say you cannot be a great parent. Your peace of mind is the most important thing. So now let's go to the next level for which we are met today, that is bonding and trust, that is connecting with our child. We'll go into more detail in this with the actionables. Okay. So, how do we inculcate bonding and trust in our children? What do you think? Can I get some answers? Okay. Most of the time the answers are same, love and time and all. Yes. But actually, by letting the child be, you can develop that connect and bond with your child. And how do we do that? What do we need to do? And it really sounds scary when I say that you have to let your child be. Oh my god, he'll do whatever he wants to do. What? No, it is very, very scary. So let's understand what we really need to understand within our mind so that we can easily let them be. We need to understand that our child is on his or own her own journey. We do not own the child. We are just the trustees. They have come through us, okay, and they have come with their own purpose, to fulfill their own purpose with their own karma. We just need to facilitate them to fulfill their own purpose. So this understanding is very, very important. Next is we need to understand our child, get into their shoes as to how they are feeling at that age, how they must be going, what they must be going through. So once you start understanding your child, it the connect will be really easier, and just not just understanding the child to the extent that your child is confident that you understand them. Your child, whatever blunder he has done, whatever mistake he has done, he must be really clear in his mind that when I go to my parents, my mother, my father, my mom, dad, they will understand where I've gone wrong and why I've gone wrong. To that extent you need to understand your child. You really need to take efforts for that. And the next point is, you should be able to listen to your child without judging and labeling him or her. That judgment and labeling should not even enter in your mind, because when if it is there in your head that my child seems to be a little shy, that energy gets transmitted and he starts becoming that. Okay, so just listen to your child, just without any judgment and labeling. When you will be able to understand all these 3 points, and that is when the unconditional love is developed. Here some of you might tell me that otherwise also I love my child unconditionally. But believe me, if your child breaks a glass or if maybe your television, that unconditional love goes out of window. So you really need to work on yourself, understand these things, understand your child, listen to him or her without judgment and labeling, and that's when unconditional love comes in. Okay. So let's get into actionables. To start with, I'll be sharing a few actionables that I am following as I myself and Bhavin, both of us are following, and this has really helped to have this bond and connect with her. Okay, so the first point is, eat together without any gadgets. One meal, at least one meal in a day, we eat together without gadgets. Generally, the meals are without gadgets, but eating together is more important, because that is the time then you get together, the whole of the family, and then you discuss. There are some sharings happening. Really works. This is just a small thing that you can do, but it really works in having that connect. And play together. You know why the children don't like to come back from their friends when they're playing in the playground, they're playing with their friends, they don't want to come back home. Why? Because they really love that, being with their friends, when they can have their own words, like they can decide what they want to do. So play with your child sometimes, let them win. And this every time you play with your child, there's a different bond that is happening. So I play, generally I'm not an outdoor person, so I do have the board games, and we have other games like dumb charades and guess the thing, etc. And Bhavin plays outdoor games with him. She plays with her grandparents also. It really works. And then this is very important, that you share your feelings, dreams, secrets, negative feelings with them. Why is it important? Because we really want them also to share these things with us, especially when they grow up, especially when they go into their teens. We want them to come to us with their negative feelings, with their hurt, with their guilt, with their secrets. Yes. So for that, we need to start. Here, I'd like to share with you one experience. long back, about 6 months back, I had a class the next day, cooking class, and Swara was like, "Mama, don't go tomorrow. I want to be with you." Then I was explaining her, "No, I really need to go. This class is announced and all." And then she's still, adamant, "Please don't go." Then I just told her, "Swara, this lifestyle has really helped me in my health. I reversed thyroid and I lost so many kgs. So I really want to spread this word everywhere, spread this kind of lifestyle everywhere, and I want all the people around me to be healthy, having a great life without any medicines." So that is where it ended. And about after 1.5 month later, we were planning a trip to Uttarakhand. So we were doing the bookings, etc. And she saw that we are going to Delhi first. So then she came up to us and she's telling me, "Since Mama, we are going to Delhi, let's book an appointment with Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister." And I was like, "Why? What happened? What's the agenda? Why do you want to meet him?" And she's like, "When we meet him, you can explain everything that you do in Sharan to make people healthy, have them have a healthy lifestyle. And then what will he do? Narendra Modi will tell the whole of country to follow this lifestyle, and then the whole of India will be healthy." I was totally amazed. The way she connected with me, my feelings, my dreams, I was like, "Oh my God, she's taken it to another level." So, you never know when they start connecting to you at which level. Just share your feelings, your thoughts, your secrets with them. It really works. Gradually they will start sharing. If your kids are older, like not very young, in the beginning they might feel, I think Mama has done some parenting course, that's why she's talking this bullshit. But you keep doing that, gradually they'll open up and they'll start sharing their own feelings also. Okay, let's go to the next one, sleep time. This is what we call the divine time, the half an hour before she goes to sleep. We have story time and we really bond well in the bed together, all three of us. It's fun. Also, I discuss if there is some issue during the day. That is the time when children are very receptive. So when I discuss with her those issue moments, and I then give her some gyan maybe, and it is very well taken at that point of time, especially because their alpha state of mind is started getting activated and their logical mind is slowly getting relaxed. Also, just when she's about to sleep, when I give her that blessing, uh, when I bless her, and then she'll say, "Mama, what was the best moment of your day?" This thing, the best moment and the worst moment, we've started with since we were in um, Rishi Gurukulam at Katakhadak, Pune, about when she was about 3.5 years old. That is when I had started this, to share the best and the worst moment of the day. That is like highlights of the day. And since then, every single day we share this with each other. It has become like a routine, and we are so excited. It's like we are sharing our days with each other. We feel really, really connected and loved. So something like this, you can make your own ritual, especially in the last half an hour before they go to sleep. Okay. And yeah, do not set any rigid expectations. Yes, expectations are very important because they help them to perform better, but don't be very rigid with them, because wherever there is rigidity, they want to revolt. Yes, so just try to be very smooth with the expectations. So these are the things which I have done, we have done as a couple, like myself and Bhavin with her, and they have really worked. Whatever you may connect with, please go ahead with it, or you can be more creative and make your own ways out. Also, I'd like to share with you this book. This book was suggested to me by a parenting coach called Ratnesh Mathur. I had done one online course like open schooling with him, and he had suggested this book. So I just bought it and read it, and it just blew my mind off. It's amazing. What amazing techniques it has to deal with the child, to get cooperation from them, to have alternatives to punishment, how to praise them. It's beautiful. So now I'll be sharing with you a few techniques from this book which will help us connect to our children better, in a better way. And believe me, these authors, the authors of this book, are very, very well known for their research work. So it's a bestseller book. You should be going for it if you can, if you are really interested in reading. Okay, let's get ahead. Right, next I'll be sharing with you the techniques for connecting with your child. Okay, so let's understand, why do the children don't behave? Because there is a direct connect between how they feel and how they behave. When they won't feel good, they won't behave. It is just like for us also, it's the same. When we don't feel good, we don't feel like behaving well. But we have become hypocrites due to this society, right? Society around us, societal pressures. We have started acting. But these kids are very, very innocent. They are outside what they feel inside. If they are not feeling good inside, they'll behave bad outside. So if they are feeling right, they will behave right. So now there's a big question here. How do we make them feel right? Can you give me your answers in the comments? How do we make them feel right? Okay, nice. Yes, but you're right. But the key is by accepting their feelings. We can make them feel right by accepting their feelings. And when we accept their feelings, we actually connect to them. Okay. So let's see. Children need to have their feelings accepted and respected just as we do, like adults. As adults also, we want to be respected. We go to places where we are respected and accepted. We don't like to go to places otherwise, right? So now I'll be showing you the techniques. So for each technique, I'll be giving you one example. So these examples may be not same as the age of your child, but you can creatively use these techniques for your child, whatever age your child is. Okay. Also, after I give you the example, I'll read the crux of the technique. So here the example is this boy. His friend punched him, so he comes to his daddy. He says, "Daddy, Eric punched me." And daddy is watching the television. And he's saying, "I can hear you, go on. Daddy, can you hear me?" "Yes, I can hear you, go on." Do you think this child will be able to express himself fully? I don't think so. Because his father is not listening to him fully, right? He won't be able to express himself fully, and he will let go of it, and he'll just leave it there and go away, right? So it can be very discouraging to try to get through someone who is not listening to you fully. So instead of half listening, listen with full attention. You were right, Gaurang. You really need to listen, right? Listen with full attention. So here this the same example again. When you listen to your child fully, like even if you're on the WhatsApp or you're on your laptop working, maybe you're cooking or you are watching a television or a game, just leave it for a minute. Turn around. Look into the eyes of your child with full attention, and then the child will open up. The energy starts moving in your child. He'll share with you whatever he's going through. And then when he's done with it, the whole circle of feeling is completed and he's out of that feeling of hurt. Okay. And that is when the same example, the child is also coming up with a solution on his own. And what is the father doing? Only listening to him fully with full attention. So the child is saying, "You know what? I'm going to play with Danny from now on. He doesn't go around punching people." And he's back to normal. The child is back to normal. So the crux is, it is much easier to tell your troubles to a parent who is really listening. Often a sympathetic silence is all a child needs. So this was the first technique, listen with full attention. Let's get on to the next technique. So here the example is young girl, she comes back from school and she's feeling very guilty. She comes to her mom and says, "Mom, I lost my pencil today." And that mom, she was not at all peaceful within. So what does she do? Again, you have lost the pencil. Last week you lost the compass box and also one notebook. How many times do I have to tell you that you need to be responsible? You never take care of your things. You have to learn these things. I don't know what to do with you. Blah, 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 blah. She goes on. Do you think the child is listening to her? After a few seconds, all this is going to deaf ears. The child is gone now. The child has shut herself up. Yes, it's hard for a child to think clearly or constructively when someone is questioning, blaming, or advising her. So instead of questions and advice, acknowledge with the words like, "Oh, I see." So the same example, when the mother is peaceful from within, she's practicing doing some sadhana. So when the child comes with that guilt that, "Mama, I lost my pencil," what is the mama saying? "Oh." And what the child does, she opens up. The energy starts flowing. She says, "I think when I went out, I kept my pencil outside. I went to the washroom." She describes the whole situation. Someone must have taken it. It fell down and I came back. It was not there. And she's done with it. The whole circle of feeling is done. The energy has started flowing. And then she comes up with a solution on her own. I know now, from now on, when I leave the room, I'm going to hide my pencil in my desk. Isn't it this what the mother wanted? The mother wanted the child to be more careful, to be more responsible. This happened without any drama, right? What she had to do, just acknowledge the child. Okay? So all this really happens when you are at your inner silence, you're peaceful within. Okay? So the crux here is, words like these, coupled with a caring attitude, are invitations to a child to explore her own thoughts and feelings and possibly come up with her own solutions. Do you think now the child will be able to bond better with the mother? Right? Yes. So this was the second technique, acknowledge with a word. Let's get to the next technique. Here the child is crying profusely. Okay. Why is she crying? Because her pet puppy has died. And the father is not able to see her child cry. So he comes to the child and says, "Why are you so upset?" And the child looks at father and says, and still cries. She goes on crying. And the father says, "It was just a puppy." And the child is still shocked and looking again. And she cries more profusely. And the father says, "Okay, leave it now. I'll buy you a new puppy." And the child is like unconsolable. So, what has happened here? The father is trying to console the child, right? What happened here? It's strange. When we urge a child to push a bad feeling away, however kindly, the child only seems to get more upset. Isn't it true? Instead of denying the feeling, what can you do is give that feeling a name. So, again, the same example, when the child is crying, the father says, "You seem to be in a shock." And the child opens up, she shares, "He was a very good friend to me." And the father says, "It is really hurtful to lose a friend." And the energy starts moving. The child opens up more. She shares more about her relationship with the puppy. And she's over with that hurt. Okay. It isn't it that simple that you just give that feeling a name. So the crux is, parents fear that by giving a name to the feeling, they will make it worse. Just the opposite is true. The child who hears the words for what he is experiencing is deeply comforted. Someone has acknowledged his or her inner feelings. And here, sometimes, what happens? This has happened to me. I see that Swara looks upset, so I just go and tell her, maybe, Swara, you look so upset. What happened? And she would lash out to me. I'm not upset. I'm angry. That's okay. That happens. But at least the child knows what she's feeling, and the parent or the mother has come to her and she's talking to her about it. So just try this technique. It really, really works for them to come out of that hurt feeling or guilt feeling or negative feelings. Okay. So this was the third technique, giving the feeling a name. Let's get on to the next technique. I think this is the last technique that I'll be sharing. So this is about an experience I had when Swara was 3.5, when we were in Katakhada, Krishi Gurukulam, Pune. That's when it was winter season, and Swara just came up to me and told me, "Mama, I want to have a mango." It's like, Swara, this is not a mango season, so you please eat something else. And she's not letting it go. She's very adamant. I explain it to her. This is, you don't get mangoes in winter. You get only in summers. She's just not understanding. This especially happens when your children are young. When children want something they can't have, adults usually respond with logical explanations of why they cannot have it. Often, the harder we explain, the harder they protest. So, instead of giving explanation and logic, give the child his wishes in fantasy. So I had just read that book a few days back, this topic. So I thought, let's try this. And I just started with it. I wish, Svara, I had a magic wand. I would just wave it outside our house, and there would be a huge mango tree laden with ripe mangoes. And then you can climb on that mango tree with your friends, pluck those mangoes, press them, loosen them, smoothen them, and just have them. And then I was looking at her. There was a huge smile at her face, and she's looking out of the window as if she's imagining it. And she was looking so, so, so satisfied. After a few moments, she's looking at me and telling me, Mama, for now I'll have a banana. It worked. It was like magic. So the crux here is, when a child feels that you have aligned with the intensity of their wish, the child is okay to drop the wish. So here in this technique, don't go with the fantasy if your child is old enough. Okay, he'll feel that the parent has gone mad. You can just share that, I wish I could get this for you. That intensity, that I wish I could do it for you. Even that helps you connect well. Okay, so these were the 4 techniques that we discussed. Listen quietly and attentively, acknowledge their feelings with a word, give the feeling a name, give the child his wishes in fantasy. So, this is how we accept their feelings. These are the techniques. And there's one more rule, be more aware about it, that all the feelings can be accepted, but certain actions must be limited. For example, if a child is going around and hitting someone, that action cannot be accepted. Or the child is saying bad words, so again that action is not accepted. So the golden rule is, all the feelings can be accepted, and when we accept the feelings of the child connects to you very, very well. Okay, so these are the techniques. Just have a look at this, because next we are having a quiz. Okay, are you all ready for the quiz time? Here comes the quiz time. I'll put up a question, and you'll get about 30 seconds to answer this question. Here comes the question. In the lockdown time, your child wants to anyhow go to the park to play. How would you deal with it? Come on, your time starts now. I want your answers in the comment box. Okay, hurry up. 20 more seconds. Okay, I can see most of you are right. Yes. Yes, right. 10 more seconds. Okay, while you're writing the answers, I would like to tell you that just be aware that your children are not robots. So maybe every technique won't work every time. You just have to be more aware and be more creative and try and apply these techniques. It really works. Okay, amazing. I'm getting the answers. And here I'll go back to the previous slide. Yes, the answer is give the child his wishes in fantasy. So how would we do that? Let's see. I wish, Swara, I had a magic lamp. I would rub that magic lamp and a big genie would come up and he would ask, Mere aapka kya chahiye aapko? And I would say, make this living room into a play park. And then he would play that magic and our sofa would turn into a slide and chairs would turn into swings and we would be playing ball and it would be fun and then we'll start playing ball. That's how I would go about it. You can start thinking how would you want to go about it. Okay, so I really hope these techniques, this understanding must have really helped you. It must have been really helpful to you, and I'm open for questions now. I would ask Akshay to put in more details about whole life training in the comment section. So if you would like to know more about it, you can go to the link and see that. Also, if you would like to have daily messages, very nice messages on your WhatsApp, or you want newspapers, you can get in touch with Akshay. He'll put up the link and I'll just go through the comment section if there are any questions. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions, but let me see. Okay, yes, Akshay has put up the link for the broadcast messages. They are very inspirational messages. It would be actually food for thought for your day. If you really wish to go, you can go for it. Okay, here's a question from Gaurang Bhat. How to handle violence among siblings and what it reflects? Um, I would say violence among siblings, just leave it to them. Just let them be responsible till the time it is not hurting, it is not life threatening. Uh, because once you get involved, the issue gets bigger. Okay. And what does it reflect? Or it does not reflect much. The moment you enter that fight, you are like, your head is into it. You are thinking intellectually about it. You are just trying to explain them. And the next moment they are starting playing, right? So it's just a part and parcel. That is how siblings are. It is not a big deal unless it is life threatening fight. Yes. Okay. Hello, Chenika. Hi, Kunali. It's good to see you all. Hello, Sonia. Any more questions? So it's already 8 o'clock. I don't see any more questions. Thank you so much for listening to me. And yes, Sureshji, you're right. Violence is love in disguise. True. Thank you so much.